Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, I wanted to have a bit of a discussion video about new heroes coming to the game. I've seen a lot of complaints recently about, and it's been pretty much the whole game. Every time a new hero gets dropped, there's always people complaining that there's too many new heroes and all that sort of stuff. So I wanted to have a general discussion about it and get some objective thoughts from you guys in the comments to see what you guys' opinions are on it. Because I want to go through why I personally love new heroes and I don't see that big of an issue with it, but that's for my playstyle. So I want to get opinions from everyone from other playstyles and see what you guys do think. So let's get into it. Okay, so we obviously have this guy coming to the game. I definitely think he's going to be a hyper gen, and that's what sort of got me started on this topic. So what I want to do is I want to jump over to the game and look at it and discuss my feelings on different levels of play. And there's one level of play that I can't speak for, and that is mega whales. So I'd love to get anyone that's like, you know, really end game whaling hard, their opinion on it, because there's also two ways I look at it. Or three ways: dimensionals, like 4 faction heroes, and then sell hypos. So there's all these different sort of subtopics in the main topic of adding new heroes into the game. And like I said, for the most part, I just love new heroes coming into the game. For new players, I think the more new heroes that come, the better, because basically it just gives newer players more options to do and faster ways to progress. Like I look at this account, I'm on I think day 56 or 57. And we're at chapter 27 already on this account, and not even $130 spent on it. So it's a pretty decent progression. When I remember my first account took me probably 6 months to get here. So probably longer actually, so yeah, that's my feeling for newer players coming into the game. It is a little bit overwhelming, but if we can keep enough information out there for them, it just gives them more options to be able to progress and more things to choose if you want to have fun. Now, there's one little section of players that I think wouldn't like new heroes coming to the game. This is talking purely about 4 faction heroes. This is talking about Lightbearers, Graveborn, Wilders, and Maulers. And that's people sort of in this type of situation where you haven't unlocked many methods of getting the select heroes that you want. And you know, you sort of like see a new one, you're like, oh, I really want to get that one, and then you can't. But honestly, it's not too long before you can actually get them. The thing with 4 faction heroes for me is we do have the wish list, which is very functional. We have faction scrolls, we have heaps of events that gives us summons. And yes, you can have really bad luck. I've been going for 1 copy of Tassie for about a month now, and I haven't been able to get my last copy. But overall, we do then have select summons. As you can see here, I've got 1, and the further you progress, the more of these select summons you do get from the Field of Stars. So if we go over here to the big torch, we obviously get another one here. So you can basically, once you've got, what is it, 20 ascended here, 50 ascended heroes, let's go more practical. 10, what's this one, 30. I think a practical point is like people getting to 20 ascended heroes, maybe 10, but even at 10 ascended heroes, you have 3 select summons per month, and depending on your chapter as well, we can go over to the Voyage of Wonders into the Misty Valley, and you will additionally have another select one here. If you're in, I think it's chapter 29, I can't remember, but like I said, I'm in chapter 27 in 50 days. So this one here, clear chapter 29. So once you're into chapter 30, you get another one there. So by that time, you've probably got your 10 ascended heroes, and you can get 4 select summons per month without worrying about normal summons and your wish list and everything like that. So it's basically 2 months of select summons to get the hero ascended, which to me is very, very reasonable. And like I said, for the early game players, it's fine. I feel like for whales and end game players, they just like the issue becomes signature items and stuff like that. And that's where I'd love to get the opinion on later game players about signature items, because that's where signature items and furniture is where it becomes an issue, not just obtaining the character. So I can definitely see the issues in that. We do have the swap scroll. If they gave us another, like if they gave us like the ability to do the swap scroll thing maybe once a month, like, and you couldn't buy any more, so people didn't feel obligated to continuously swap, I feel like that would be sort of a nice little way to balance that out as well. But hey, I just think in general, 4 faction heroes, I'm not too stressed on. Moving on to dimensionals. Now, dimensionals, I have personally no issue with, whether you're free to play or pay to play. I actually like get more excited for dimensionals on my free to play account because I'm like, hey, that's a hero that I can just straight up use and I don't have to worry about trying to summon them and stuff like that. The other thing is dimensionals you can actually get, obviously once you have your copies of Arthur, which I know the resources become an issue with all the dimensionals, but if they keep doing one dimensional, kind of like the Prince of Persia, you can start getting your upgrades here for the Synchrons, which makes them much more manageable. Now you still have the furniture issues as well, but at least Synchrons are a little bit more lenient for dimensionals in my opinion. If they do back to back double dimensional launches, obviously it's going to be a bit tougher to get those, but in general I think dimensionals are just fantastic, and I personally, and I know a lot of people don't agree with me, I hope they just keep rolling with the dimensionals and just keep doing collaborations. It's healthy for the game. It keeps new players coming into the game, keeps the game healthy, and I think it's just a really good promotional and fun thing to do for in the game. I have absolutely loved every character that's come into the game as a dimensional, so I think it's just a great idea. Moving on from that, we have to talk about Celestial Hypergenes. Now, this is where it gets a little bit hazy, especially like the big one was obviously Lucretia when she came into the game because she was such a meta shift. Even though it was like slow, she had a couple, I think she got reworked twice with buffs to become where she is now, where it's like sort of like people forever, Taylene was the go-to. And then it sort of shifted and now it's like definitely Lucretia. So I can see people getting a little bit annoyed that the power creep, and to be fair, this game does power creep fairly well, where they don't just like power creep every character. If we look at the most recent, like for instance, we look at Moriel. She's not a power crept character. I'd say she's on the weaker end personally. There are some teams she does work in, but like on a whole, she's a bit lower. We did have Ulna, who was definitely definitely a bit stronger. Zafrael wasn't bad, but he's not like godly. Mortis, yes, for boss meta, but nothing like too crazy there. So I feel like they balance the Celestial Hypergenes a bit better, but they are that much harder to get. And I think for early game players, I don't see Lucretia getting power crept too hard. So now I feel like she's like a really safe option for players, where she's going to be decent and hold a position. If she does get power crept, that would really suck. But being able to have a unit that you just use one unit to just demolish everything is crazy. But yeah, this is the one I really want to get more opinions on because like I said, the new hero that is coming out, I believe to be a dimensional, and this is where I'm keen to see. So in general, I think, yes, sync items could be an issue. Swap scrolls could alleviate that, but they can't do swap scrolls in Celestial Hypergenes. So I'm keen to see what you guys think about Cell Hypos and whether you like more of them coming into the game. Personally, once again, I just love new characters, and I get hyped for Celestial Hypergenes on the idea that one of them might be good at Elite. You've got things like Mahira, you've got things like Taylene, even Twins for bosses, Mortis for bosses, all those units, even Mezoth early game to an extent, like that can be used at one copy at Elite. I get really excited for that sort of thing. Plus also, I think it might be just because I play multiple accounts. So I get excited for new Celestial Hypergenes because I'm like, okay, I can just split this up and I can summon for one on one account, one on the other, and play with them all. But yeah, that is the quick recap on my summary of new heroes. Is I completely understand why some people get annoyed at it, but I think for faction, I don't see an issue at all. Maybe the signature item furniture thing, but like I said, if they could do more swap scrolls, but not make it like a mandatory thing, that would be fantastic and completely alleviate those complaints. Dimensionals, I just love. I know people don't like the resources, but if you don't like it, just don't get them, I guess. I hate to be that guy to say that, but that's just my thought. I just think they're absolutely wicked. And then Cell Hypos are the ones that I can see a bigger issue with. And that's where I'd like to see like endgame players' thoughts on. But for me in general, I just like new heroes. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. Let me know your thoughts below. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.